Good afternoon. My name is Heather Leon, and I would like to introduce you to myself and my information I have regarding education law for EDL 850. I teach in a small town in Yucaipa, that's in Southern California. I teach seniors, and I teach government and economics. We have done some fun things like the mock elections and then some simulations for my economics classes. I try to make it fun. I know that they're not only seniors and kind of tired, but also those tend to be some of the classes they think are more boring. I've spent 30 years teaching. I got my teaching credential in 1987. The last 10 of the years I've been working with seniors. And then I've just spent the last 18 months working on my instructional technology master's program here at Fort Hays, and really excited. I'm almost done. I'm ready to sign up for that practicum and graduate in December. So the biggest takeaway for me, I think education-wise, most thing about me is that I've learned to integrate technology. I've learned how important that is with what we're doing with our students. And I went from being that teacher that didn't allow phones at all in my classroom. They were a disruption. My students were texting on them all the time. And now I can't imagine teaching without them. My students use them on almost a daily basis. They're part of what we do as far as learning in the classroom. They've become like paper and pencil. Regarding ed law, my admin is spectacular. We are a one high school town, so they're pretty much the people who they would have to know and be experts on all the information. So whether it's federal laws on funding and special ed, I know they have got a great deal of experience on how to meet with IEPs, how to meet with the federal funding requirements, how we spend our money on technology, how it meets Title I, how Ed Code requires us to do some of the textbooks and testing and those items as well. We've also been doing safety code. I know there's been a lot of lockdown drills, and I'm assuming that probably at your school too. And so we've had a lot with that. State laws, in particular, California, we've got a couple of them regarding, how we do the same things as far as the state testing and all of that. But the big one for us is the Williams Act. And again, that requires that both in terms of teachers, so the support staff that our students have to be qualified. And so there's a lawsuit that was filed and a law that was created that basically says that they can't have temporary teachers, that they have to have real teachers credentialed that meet the criteria of whatever class that the students are in. We also have to provide textbooks for all of our students, and quality textbooks at that. They have to be equal, they have to be equal access. So again, our staff, our admin does a great job. When we have questions, we can go to them and ask them. They also know quite a bit about the board policies. Most of our board policies are meant to already meet state and federal laws, but we have a few unique to us that are, requirements for graduation, requirements regarding suspensions and how we run things. And so our admin knows quite a bit about that. I know I work with the Ingenuity program, which is a computer program designed to help our Restart kids reach graduation requirements, and our admin knows which classes meet which requirements, how to get those UC or Cal State requirements, how to make sure that all the numbers add up. They've done a lot of work to make sure that they have the information they need to be the best for our students. As far as my personal knowledge, I haven't spent a great deal of time learning about education law. Was required to take a class on IEPs back in 1987 when I was getting my teaching credential at the University of Redlands, and I think that's about the last time I've spent any time on education law. I am familiar with a couple pieces, just where I'm at. So for example, the upper right hand corner here, you see our school board, and they have a board policy that they've signed on with a couple of schools. This one happens to be the University of Redlands, that helps our students get automatic acceptance in those colleges. And so if they meet the requirements, they get an automatic admission. I know those policies pretty well because I work with seniors and I know how to help my students achieve that. I also have become more aware of the national technology standards in just a few pieces, but I find myself able to answer questions about why our students can't use Google Community. I know that's because they're not over 18, why we have added lockdowns on their passwords. And again, I know a lot of that safety and privacy issue regarding our students at the national level for technology. Um, the big picture here you see is that California has some new vaccine requirements. There's no opt-out, not for religion. And so I teach AP US government, so it's been kind of a fun item in ed law that I got to know and got to discuss with my students because it shifted, it changed. But it is just one of those random things that fit in with my curriculum, and so I got to know it a little better. It doesn't really apply as far as helping our students be better at school or better at education. It was more of a way for me to teach a certain topic, which was federalism, state versus national laws. So that kind of leads into my plan of what I'm looking to do, hopefully this class. For me, I know there's a lot of information that I don't know. We have National Department of Education policies that have come to the forefront. I did a little snapshot there of both my school district technology page and then one of the state technology choices, and there's just not a lot there. And most of what is there is just lightweight stuff, just a little gentle, here's what we're doing. And I would like to know more. I think the two areas that we need to really focus on in terms of being educators for technology and the use of technology is the safety aspect, making sure our students are protected, both their password and who they're talking to and what they're doing with that. And then also how they are digital citizens. Are we making sure that we show them how to identify things that may be a danger to them, how to cite sources? Plagiarism isn't even a thing for these kids at this point because everything is shared. And so I think teaching those as a goal, making that a priority, and how to be respectful in a digital world becomes much more what I want to be aware of. I know the laws are out there. I just need to know them a little better. So that's me, and that's a little bit about what we're doing.